Before I begin, if you've ever felt invisible in your own family, if you've ever been pushed aside after giving everything you had, I want you to know you're not alone. And please, tell me in the comments what's one lesson about family you think everyone should learn before it's too late. Now, let me tell you my story. You ruined our lives. Get out. That was the sentence that ended everything. I had lived with my son, Daniel, and his family for nearly 8 years after my husband passed. 8 years of biting my tongue, folding laundry that wasn't mine, cleaning kitchens I hadn't dirtied, smiling at insults disguised as jokes. I told myself that at least I was with family, at least I was needed, at least I wasn't alone. But on that night, standing in the kitchen with my daughter-in-law Vanessa's face twisted in rage, my granddaughter Kayla throwing a slipper at me, and my own son silent behind them, that illusion shattered Dot and what happened afterward. Well, that's what I'm here to tell you, Dot. It started 2 weeks earlier. At a party I never wanted to attend, Daniel called me that morning. Mom, just come. It's nothing fancy. I ironed my nicest blouse, the one Richard, my late husband, bought me on our 30th anniversary. It had little pearl buttons and soft cream fabric. He always said it made me glow. I thought maybe the gathering would be small. Just neighbors, a few coworkers. But when I arrived, the backyard was crowded. String lights overhead, catered food, Vanessa buzzing around like a queen bee, laughing too loudly, drinking too much Dot, and then she said it. Oh my God, doesn't Maggie look like Kinuela, my old maid from Houston? Her voice rang out, sharp, theatrical, meant for everyone to hear. Laughter followed, rolling through the crowd like wildfire. I froze. My cheeks burned. I looked at Daniel. Our eyes met, and then he looked away, pretended not to hear, pretended not to see his mother humiliated in front of strangers. That cut deeper than her insult. I slipped into the bathroom, locked the door, and stared at myself in the mirror. My lipstick smudged, my hair flat. I didn't look tired, I looked erased. And in that moment, something inside me shifted. Not shattered, not exploded, just click Dot like a gear sliding into place. Dot the next morning, Elena came by. She'd worked for the family for years, though I always thought of her as a friend. She set a manila envelope on my counter. You need to see this. Inside were loan papers. A second mortgage. My name, my signature, except it wasn't mine. My hands shook. Someone had forged my signature. Elena leaned close. I found it in Daniel's drawer. I shouldn't have looked, but I had a feeling. I whispered, why would he do this? But deep down, I already knew Dot money. Vanessa Dot, and then Elena gave me something else. An envelope in Richard's handwriting. A journal page. I worry Vanessa's ambition is turning Daniel into something he's not. He had written, Maggie, if anything happens to me, promise me you won't let charm make you blind. Richard had seen it all along. That night, I opened our lockbox. Inside, the deed, the will, every paper that mattered. Richard had left me everything. Sole owner. No joint rights for Daniel, which meant that mortgage was fraud, which meant I held the power. The tension grew like mold in the house. Silence during meals. Vanessa's smirks. Kayla's cruel imitations of my voice, and then came the explosion. You ruined our lives, Vanessa screamed, waving the mortgage letter. Do you even realize what you've done? Kayla hurled a slipper at me. You had to open your mouth. You're toxic. Daniel crossed his arms. You never think, Mom. You just ruin things. I begged him with my eyes. But he looked away. Get out, Vanessa snapped. And just like that, I was homeless. I packed one bag. My pills, my photo album. Richard's letter. As I zipped it, I heard them laughing in the living room, celebrating. Simone, Vanessa's sister, mocking me. Took long enough. I walked out, past Dylan, my grandson. He stood in the hall, earbuds dangling, eyes wide. I'm leaving, I whispered. He said nothing, just nodded Dot, and I stepped into the cold. I found a studio above a nail salon. One room, a bed frame, a chip dresser, but it was mine. Dot at first. The silence felt like peace, but then it turned cruel. Dot, my phone buzzed with calls. I didn't answer. Vanessa, Daniel, even Simone. Dot, and then one voicemail froze me. Mom, please. It's Dylan. He's missing. Missing. I called his school counselor. She told me Dylan had confided that he wanted to live with me, that he defended me when Kayla mocked me, that Daniel told him to stop being dramatic. They had shoved him out, just like they shoved me. 2 days later, my phone rang. Grandma? His voice, small, shaky. I'm safe. I'm with Malik. Can I come to you? Of course, always. When I pulled up, he was sitting on the steps, hoodie up, duffel bag at his feet. He hugged me so hard I thought my ribs would crack. You're the only one who wants me, he whispered. Dot, and right then, I swore I wasn't sending him back. 2 days later, I knocked out Daniel and Vanessa. We just want to talk, she said. This isn't a fight. Daniel muttered. They sat at my little table, acting like it was still theirs. We're worried about how this looks, Vanessa said. To child services. To the school, I asked, and whose idea was it to throw his belongings into the hallway? Silence. He was acting out, Daniel mumbled. Sounds like the truth, I said. Vanessa sneered. You can't just keep him. You live in a shoebox. Better a shoebox filled with peace, I said, than a mansion filled with poison. Her eyes narrowed. You don't have custody. You don't have rights. I opened the door. If he wants to go with you, he can. But if he wants to stay, he stays. And you don't get to scare him into silence anymore. They left, and for the first time, I locked the door on my own son. The next morning, I walked to legal aid, papers in hand. I told them everything. The forged mortgage, the voicemails, the exile, the way they treated Dylan. Dot, the lawyer's eyes widened. Mrs. Whitmore, this is serious. Very serious. And I realized this wasn't survival anymore. This was war. They thought they had erased me. But now, the very boy they treated like a pawn had chosen me instead. Sometimes revenge isn't fire or fury. Sometimes revenge is this. A quiet studio, a grandson asleep in the next room, and the knowledge that the family who tried to destroy you has destroyed themselves instead. Because here's the truth. Vanessa thought she could forge my signature, laugh at me, exile me, and keep me as a ghost. But the house, the deed, the law, all of it was mine. Dot, and now, so was Dylan's trust. For the first time in years, I slept without fear, because I knew one thing for certain. I hadn't ruined their lives, they had ruined themselves, and I was finally free.